Now that you have your audio file recorded, edited, exported, and all cleaned up, ready to be uploaded, there's one other major piece that we need to take care of, and that is your podcast artwork. This is something you can change whenever you want, but it is something you will need to have at least a placeholder image for when you are submitting your podcast to the directories. So it's something we're going to take care of now. There are a few requirements for your image that directories such as Apple do require, but for the most part, you have a lot of freedom. There are some rules that I have created for myself personally, and that I will apply to anyone who asks for my opinion on their artwork. You can find my personal rules for podcast artwork in episode 49 of Podcast Better. But for now, I'm just going to take you through and show you how to build a very basic image that we can use for your podcast artwork. The first thing you're going to need is some sort of graphic design software. This can be something like GIMP or Photoshop if you have those available to you. Otherwise, there are plenty of online programs. One of the most common ones used is Canva, but I also have used things like this called Snappa. And I'm going to show you this one today because it's going to have all the available features we need, completely free without any kind of credit card or free trial or anything like that. So go ahead, go to snappa.com, create a free account, and we'll get started. When you log into your new Snappa account, you should see a page that looks something like this. The first thing you want to do is create a custom graphic size. We want to create a graphic that is 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels. Now within this canvas, you can basically do whatever you want. Like I said in episode 49, I go over my rules for podcast artwork. I am not a graphic designer. I will admit that I hire this out to professionals. This is not something that I enjoy doing, and I can recommend someone if you want to pay for this service. But if you want to do it yourself, here's a few quick tips on how you can do things. We're going to just add a background in here. I'm just going to go with a solid color for now. Then I want to make sure that I get my title in here. And the title we've been using for this entire project has been Matt's Magical Hour. I can spell. I'm going to want to increase this text size. So let's see how big this is. That'll be nice and big. Drag this up here for now. Then we want to add some kind of graphic in there. Something that says, hey, this is a podcast. So I'm going to go with my microphone. Got plenty of options here. So we'll just pick one of these. That looks good. It looks like, okay, we're going to make that actually black so we can change the color of our text if we want. Make it pure black to match that microphone. And then needs a little bit something extra, something magical. Maybe a star. We can add a star. Let's see if we can find a star here. Plenty of stars as well. This one will work. We'll shrink that down a little bit. That's shooting off the microphone or into the microphone. I'm not sure which way it's going, but that's okay. And actually, I want to stretch out this text a little bit. Make that work nicely. Shift things around a little bit. Make it look nice and tidy. As I said, I am not a graphic designer. This is not my forte. Do not pay me to do this for you. But there you go. I have some semblance of cover art here. It's not real pretty, but it's going to work. It's 3000 by 3000 square. That's one of the major requirements that we need to stick to. And we'll just call this good for now. So you see you have a lot of options here. If Snappa is what you end up using, You can play around with your backgrounds, put in pictures or patterns or just straight colors like I did. Then you add your text, add some graphics in there. You can even upload your own images if you prefer to use those. But get it all on there and then go ahead and click the download button to download your completed image. We will need that eventually when we start submitting this podcast to various directories. So we'll go ahead and download. Any of these options should do just fine. I like to go for a smaller size usually, so I'll go for the web optimized JPEG here. My image has been downloaded and I'm ready to move on to the next step.